Wow, you're really fishing there, huh? James, tell us what fresh hells you've unleashed upon us.
All right. So when you're getting probably most of the way towards your destination, now, first off, I'll note that Imperial ships generally carry about 1 year's worth of provisions. So although you're only expecting about a month's travel, normally whenever the travel is clearly going beyond the original planned time, especially for like a longer journey like this, it's pretty common to switch to like more longer term provisions to sustain, to try and drag out just in case.
Are you explaining rationing to us?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, more so it goes to like less exciting. There's less chicken dinners and more hardtack. Starts coming out after
Not for
the
us.
first sort
We're
of
officers.
Well, it probably affects the rest of the crew then to more of a degree. But yeah, probably about 3/4 of the way through, you do get a warning from the Oculus from Riani via the ship comm just to you directly, or at least to the captain and probably Nero, that you guys are heading into some warp shoals that the ship can't avoid, and it may tax the Geller field. You may have some unusual phenomena. Nothing the Geller field can't handle, but just be prepared for strange warp things happening. So what happens next happens to all four of you at different times. So you all experience this. I'm going to describe the scene, and then I'd like to know how your character reacts to it after this. So at some point, as each of you are just going about your day-to-day things on the ship, the first thing you notice is a noxious odor. It smells like death or decay or rotting flesh, with maybe an overtone of some sort of chemical smell, like an almost sulfurous smell. And then you see a crewmate aboard the ship who you don't recognize. Someone that you think if you think if I passed this person I would have noted or not, but I don't think I know this person. And suddenly this person begins screaming, and they look to you pleadingly as their flesh starts to run from their body like wax. And even as it like drips away, it like crumbles to dust on the ground, or at least into a some sort of brownish sludge. As their muscle and sinew peels away, they sort of like reach out towards you in an almost accusing manner, like somehow you're complicit in their death, as their whole body bubbles away. Even their bone succumbs to this rapid decomposition, leaving eventually just a pile of foul-smelling brown sludge, which then shortly after disappears, or it seems to almost soak into the floor, leaving no sign behind. So how does everyone respond to seeing that?
Do we see it at the same time, like as a group, or do we see it separately?
So you all see it differently individually, and word gets around the ship that like probably several hundred people aboard the ship experience this phenomena. They see, this, and it's always a different person. It's not always if you describe the people you saw, you can all glean that although their uniforms are similar, they are not the same person. Everyone's seen different people.
Well, I don't know about the rest of the crew, but my first resort would be like hand flamer out. And like I'm literally burning them. So if they continue to pop and sizzle,
yep,
par for the course as far as I'm concerned, because they're already on fire in my eyes. So demons do what demons do, I guess. I don't know.
I think Adrian probably has a very similar response in that the bolt pistol comes out, and when they like before they even like start to reach out towards him, he's already shot them in the head once. And if that doesn't work, then he just kind of avoids them.
Now those two are completely complicit in their deaths, right? I mean, we assisted in their deaths, so yeah, makes sense.
All you would end up doing is damaging the ship, by the way. So like,
there's
the
a
bolt round goes through and hits a bulkhead somewhere. The flame is still torches part of the deck, but they are entirely an apparition. Both a visual and olfactory one, but an apparition nonetheless. What about Pierre and so in Pierre, in your case, you actually see this happen when you're going to your command throne. It's the person is sitting in your command throne, and they look at you sorrowfully and accusingly as they melt as though suddenly like exposed. They don't burn. Their skin doesn't blacken. It's like it just like it's like rapid decay.
It's like opening
Okay.
Pandora's box
Well-
in Indiana Jones.
Well, I
they
can't shoot the
get-
guy. He's on my
yeah.
throne. I don't want to damage my throne.
Okay, well, in the process, you damage your throne by shooting your throne.
I don't shoot the guy because I'll damage my throne.
Are you one of those people that had like, you know, plastic on top of your furniture?
No.
No.
No, I always thought that
So
was weird.
you're just gonna sit in a goopy chair then?
I want to have someone clean it.
Please remove the human from this chair.
Please remove the ectoplasm or whatever it is.
I mean, any residue goes away after the apparition fades.
I need someone to bless my chair to remove the sins that are that
I've been committed in it.
have been committed in it. The taint of heresy.
Okay, I'm gonna knock 1d5 morale off both ships for these horrible visions. So the hand loses 3, the eternal protagonist loses 3.
So so while I'm on the Hand of Calixis, it has a +5 to morale because of Into the Jaws.
Okay, cool. So it's down to 102 of 105.
Okay.
I think this catches Nero while he's doing his daily workout regimen, maybe like jogging in the corridors. And I mean, we've already been warned that this is going to happen, right? And he's literally also seen pretty much this exact thing happen before. So I don't think it actually even affects him. I think he just jogs past it.
He says on your left and passes him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then disintegrates.
No, he would probably stop and like use a knife to just double check and make sure that this thing, you know, like not like stab the guy, but like make sure it's an apparition, right?
Is it? Let me guess, Arthur.
Because
Is it
he
one of
has
those,
he
like-
has literally been ambushed by a combat servitor on board the ship before. So again, he's pretty sure it's an apparition, but double checking. And it's not like he's packed with all of his weapons right now. So
Do you have it? Do you have like the knife in where you'd put the nano iPod if you were a white woman?
No, I
in
have
the early
I have
2000s?
the early 2000s special forces, the hilt down knife over the heart so that your right hand can pull it out easily and then jab people with it.
Cool. Yeah.
We got the classic K-bar look there.
Yeah, I was going for housewife midlife crisis
No,
kind of
sorry.
look, but your look kind of works better for you, I guess. So
He has a K-pop t-shirt that he's wearing. The sleeves have been ripped off because his biceps are too big for it now.
you are slowly getting into more and more my headcanon for old Solid Snake. Where he just listens to Japanese anime songs on his fucking iPad Nano while
iDroid.
he fights nano robots or whatever the fuck it is. God.
I've told you I'm trying to increase my stealth rating and my skill at ambushing.
CQC. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a gun and be like, the M1911, the greatest gun ever made by man. It's got a chrome finish. The slide has been custom finished.
They need to make those games available on the PC. Like, just
they
fucking
don't.
do it.
They
Just
need to
do
remake
it.
one, and that's it.
One was really good. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
need
they need to remake it
I
in
don't think.
4K Ultra HD.
If they
With
don't
less
need to, like,
polygons.
no.
Or more
They
polygons.
redo one, we do 3, and then put them all on the PC. 2 can stay exactly where it is. It doesn't need to change.
2 is
That is
weird.
a perfect fucking game.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was. It was perfect.
All right, so James, that's how I
Down to
handle
the
that.
shitty controllers and everything.
So probably the one person on the crew that you hear sort of takes it the worst is Sargon, Spitzo, your bosun.
Yeah.
Only because when she reports later, she reports having seen this happen to a child. And although she's hard as nails, Katachan, that still seems to affect her. She's quite upset by that.
Let's sit down and talk to her if she needs something like that.
Children are just small people.
She's
I'm gonna dismiss Dawn from the room immediately.
There are probably people on the ship that she's more keen to open up to than Nero. So
Wow.
you offer it to her, and she's like, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks very much if I need to talk to somebody. Yep.
There is someone I want to check into on our warp voyage.
Yes.
And that is Pierre again.
Okay. So, and you find Pierre, he is in the bridge overseeing somebody.
Business lunch.
Right.
In
No
the antechamber. We see that it's less good than normal, no Beijing duck, no imperial sauce. It's probably
you also do see though the crew that deliver it like looking longingly at the food as they deliver it too.
It's chicken cordon bleu with mashed potato, roasted red mashed potatoes with all the fixins.
Yep.
Captain, I wanted to talk to you about 2 crew members who I share a great deal of concern over.
Okay.
As you know, historically in the past, I have found people aboard this ship that are, well, they're basically useless, and their job is to interfere with our operations. I've found things for them to do so that they don't feel like they're getting a free ride here. I'm not saying any particular names.
Okay.
We need to talk about what your plans for Joss are.
Jossar.
Josh, she's your new assassin, sir, that you felt you needed.
Okay, and who's the other person?
We'll get to the other person in a moment.
Oh, I thought you said the other person's name was R. And for some reason...
It's you, Pierre. The other person is you.
Sir, there are several possibilities to see with Joss. For some reason, you've invited her on board, so I have to assume that you have a purpose for her. But if not, she could serve to train your null assassins, although, again, I would hesitate to put someone of questionable background and loyalty in charge of such an important project. I would like to see her, as she is a courtesan assassin, take over some of the training of Cade for me. You may not know this, but some people find that I am not the best conversationalist on board your fleet. And I was hoping
that was going to go in a different direction.
Cade might be able to lead a better life if he was able to converse with people and have a better common sense understanding of interpersonal communications. He is not good, and I don't know how to make him better. I believe that Joss could take over some portion of his combat training and all of his social sciences.
Okay, that sounds fine to me. What is the other person?
That is the other person, is Cade.
Oh, what? Why? What's wrong with Cade?
Nothing's wrong with Cade. I just wanted to have Joss train him. If you had nothing else for her, I thought for sure that surely you would not pick up a random assassin from someone we literally have zero trust for absolutely no reason. But just in case you had done so, I wanted to make sure that she was doing something.
I mean, she's on the ship, so when I need her, I can always summon her.
Do you anticipate needing to stealth assassinate people in ways which I could not precipitate, sir?
Maybe. I don't know. See, if I send you to do my stealth assassinations, then I could lose you. Her, I don't care about.
Nero just kind of laughs. I'm sorry, sir. Lose me?
Yes, you could get captured, get killed.
Find a better offer.
You didn't think the Death Watch Space Marine ambushing me in the corridor was the good indication that maybe I can survive quite a bit?
Yes, but I don't want a chance, that little bit that you can't survive showing up.
I appreciate that, sir, that you are looking out for my well-being. However, I believe we could put this Joss woman to excellent use, because I do not want a assassin of questionable intent and integrity wandering around the ship without a job for months on end. It would be much better to have her doing something useful. And frankly, there are things I can't teach Cade.
Very well.
All right. That's it. Hopefully this will be the only time I visit you during our extra super duper long warp voyage. Say, that guy turning into weird acidic mush and burning onto the ground, that was pretty weird, right?
I think I had a woman, and she did it on my chair, which now I have to get it,
Degooped? I mean, I thought it just was like
well,
a vision
not
and it went away.
but cleansed of its heresy.
Oh, you mean like spiritually?
Yes.
Well, we have the hexagrammatic wards on the outside of the ship, sir. The whole ship is super blessed.
Yes, but it's no matter.
You want a double blessed, sir.
Yes. My chair specifically.
No one can match the level of perspicacity and audaciousness that you have.
Nero, perhaps since we stopped at our shore leave and let everybody off the ship, perhaps you should do another culling of the lambs to see if there's any mutants or anything.
You want me to take the Janissaries, sir, or our local forces?
Local. We don't need to send the Janissaries for that.
Well, I thought maybe I could get a good handle. All right.
If you want to take the Janissaries,
well, I just feel like it would be good practice for them. I'd hate for them to get rusty in their shooting skills. They're no Cadians, after all.
I thought some of them were Cadians.
No, they're Maccabians, sir. Maccadian Janissaries. Okay. It's literally the name of their regiment. I turned towards the hooded GM figure to confirm that that's true.
Correct. They're from the planet Maccabius Quintus.
Indeed. Even if they aren't literally from that planet, they're still called the Maccabian Janissary regiments, so...
Fair enough. If
sir, they're not Cadians. I understand that not everybody can be as good at shooting as we are, and I am still attempting to earn that best shot in the universe award. Still got a few more years before the millennium turns over. Sniper of the Millennia. It's going to be my name. Just a couple Eldar, and maybe some Necrons are going to throw their hats in now that that's a thing. I heard that Tau have guns. They exist.
I guess they exist. I haven't seen any personally. But anyway, if you want to take the Janissaries, go ahead. I don't care. Just don't get them killed.
Some will die, in the scuffle. Almost 500 people died in the fleet just landing on the surface of our planet.
In a rush to get out the door, several people died.
People die all the time, sir. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did know that.
Together, and then they get stuck and suffocated.
Listen, we're laughing, but people dying during rushing out of emergency areas is a very serious problem. It happens all the time in stadiums and stuff during emergencies.
Haven't had a day off in 27 years, and the first chance I get, I die.
You do is you die. Oh God, how 40K is that?
The eternal vacation.
I guess that Praetorium was more eternal than they thought.
One of my favorite 40K-isms, Dave. Did you actually play the Space Marine computer game?
Which one?
This is called Space Marine, like the shooter. I think it was Xbox originally. I think you can get on PC now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
It's set on a forge world where orcs are attacking, and at one point you walk into this factory which is being completely run by orcs, and this automated voice goes, "This factory is now experiencing a 100% truancy rate."
That reminds me exactly of the Doomism, where it's basically just what was it? Demon incursion incoming. Please hold.
There's another bit in the Space Marine thing where it goes just because we're being invaded doesn't mean you can't come into work.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
all right. So after your adventures in the warp, the ship translates successfully back into real space, and according to all of your augurs, you are in the SARD system. Your Master of Etherics gets onto the system and starts running it up and turns to the captain. Lord Commodore, we are picking up a ship in a slow orbital decay in orbit of planet SARD 2. Frigate-sized, Imperial design.
Hopefully that's our gilded throne. Can you hail them?
Attempting now, and you no answer, sir.
That's not good.
You should send the command code authentication, sir. The ones we got from the moon. The snake moon.
I have a sinking feeling that we're getting the ship and nothing but the ship.
That's ridiculous. They gave us the command authentication codes to send.
I mean, they're like the command codes. It's like the equivalent of the key. You know, like when you sit in the command throne, it's like to unlock the. It's the pin code for the windows on the ship.
Okay, just have them send the key. Or,
Okay.
I guess I'll enter the authentication command code.
All right, we're not actually getting a Vox pickup. The ship may be not powered.
Is Sade 2 inhabited?
Yes.
Okay, send a box there. Ask
Okay.
them for their status. Inquire.
Okay. Well,
And can someone drew an auger to see if there's life on the ship?
we need to get a bit closer, but we're making void towards it now.
All right.
Okay.
Run out all the guns. I say to
Adrian-
myself, since I'm in charge of running out the guns.
Yes, Captain.
Hold her steady. Be prepared for anything like torpedoes. I don't know if the Gilded Throne can actually shoot for torpedoes, but
I can
It's a
shoot.
Falchion class frigate.
Yes. Getting close. Like Falchion or Arch. I realized I built the ship and I realized I did it Firestorm, not Falchion.
Firestorm. Okay.
It should be Falchion though. I've got to fix it up.
It is a Falchion, purchased from House Kryn, the Gilded
Yeah,
Throne.
but I started up and I realized I used a Firestorm instead.
That's okay. We probably won't use it this episode.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee you won't.
I can
We board the
guarantee
ship and immediately we're like, all right, begin warp translation to Kolth. Let's begin the invasion. James, you got those stats?
Yeah. They do actually have the ability to fire torpedoes, though. So
Yeah, that's
Don't
right,
worry,
'cause the
sir. I'm good at shooting stuff down. Remember that time we blew up a planet, maybe? Still not really clear what happened.
I was not part of the crew during that.
Don't worry, it was awesome or terrible. It's hard to tell.
All right. So as you get closer, they can identify from the augurs that it is indeed a Falchion class frigate. That it is currently completely unpowered, like not even station keeping thrusters. And yeah, it's in a slow orbital decay. If we left it for more than about 6 months, it would probably enter a catastrophic orbital entry and be destroyed.
Well, Lord Captain,
Glad we had it
they are
here.
truly men of their word. And wow. I'm glad we came here before taking a year to deliver the Tide of Iron. I'd sure hate for a fully functional Imperial vessel to fall out of the fucking sky. I think Nero's just picking stuff up and throwing it at a wall on the bridge. It's just a non-stop set of swears that these guys would screw us over when they want us to do their bidding. He's gonna have a fucking what Dawn believes he is. He's doing it now. He's just gonna have a fucking temper tantrum. He's so pissed at the Inquisition.
I thought about asking, like, before we even left, I was like, should I ask whether we should get an additional crew ready just in case this thing's empty when we show up?
All right. After like 2 minutes of this, Nero's gonna calm down, sit down in his chair as if nothing happened, and say, Lord Captain, Sade 2 is inhabited. Are any other planets in this system inhabited? Person who augurs?
So Sard 1 has no population, but there are signs of previous settlement there.
We don't care about that. Sod 2 is a
What kind
good
of
imperial
planet is-
civilization. What level of technology do they have?
They're an agri world, so
Okay.
they're probably like, mostly farming technology, but they are full imperial technology.
I see. And no other ships in system?
No.
Captain, my recommendation is that we go on a recruiting spree on Sod 2 for any Imperial Naval veterans or any Imperial Guard veterans that we can find. Search for someone among your set of officers, perhaps your executive officer, to act as the captain of that vessel, and essentially have the officer crew of both ships to give them a compliment for the Gilded Throne. I'm sorry, sir. Can I be excused? I'm going to go destroy something. I'm so enraged right now.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest.
I was not expecting to arrive to a totally empty ship in danger of destroying itself.
We got what we wanted. Quite literally. Okay.
Lord Captain.
Is there any ammunition inside of the ship, or did they remove the guns as well? Please check that for me, auger guy.
Okay, so someone give me a census roll? So it's gonna be the base skill of the crew of 40 plus 25 for the ship's detection. So who wants to roll a?
I'll give him a plus 10 as well.
Okay.
I feel like Arthur needs to roll this.
Listen, this is enraging in and out of character.
To be honest, I foresaw this happening as well.
There's literally no reason for this to have happened.
It's like when you find a couch.
Also,
It's like when you find a free couch on the side of the road and you're like, fuck yeah, I'll take that couch. But then someone's pissed on it and you're like,
Didn't the previous owner of the ship like hate you?
We don't know who the previous owner was.
Oh, okay.
No, the company that owned it tried to screw me over, though.
Oh, okay.
Or they did screw me over.
House Kryn, the banking clan.
Yeah. So, like, of course they screwed us over.
So, according to the August, so it looks like the ship's weapons are still all intact and armed, or at least not armed, but like you can pick up the telltale signs of torpedoes in the bays. So, probably about 60% of the ship is depressurized. The areas of the ship which are still pressurized are probably only pressurized because bulkheads have sealed and the air can't leak out naturally. So effectively there's no power. Like the plasma drive is completely shut down. The warp drive is completely shut down. It's just listing in space and it's being slowly pulled in to the planet's gravity. The parts that are pressurized seem to contain a toxic mix of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, multiple particulate heavy metals. But yeah, like the air is definitely toxic, and the onboard.
So just to be clear, they intentionally poisoned the ship before leaving. They took a massive shit in a corner made up of fucking venom.
It's like when you find a free couch on the side of the road. Instead of being pissed on, someone took a giant dump on it.
It's as cold as the void on board as well. There's no heating going on. No gravity as well. The gravity plates are offline right now.
Please speak to whoever our engine seer prime is to prepare a repair boarding party.
I also suggest that we
the four of us will also go in our power armor to help secure the area.
Sir, that ship is 2 kilometers long. We cannot personally secure that ship within like 2 months.
There are no life signs on board either, by the way, at all.
Okay, well,
let's at least hit the bridge.
Let's hit the bridge at least.
And then we can have the crew clear the rest.
I believe we should head personally down to Sod 2 in order to begin the recruitment process, and we may want to consider calling somebody to come with like an officer crew and more like an emergency troop transport to carry more crew to us.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Okay. So what's the plan?
Sir, I was really thinking that Scintilla doesn't need one of its moons. Maybe next time we're near there, it collapses under the weight of its gravitational distresses.
I'm considering that option, to tell you the truth, Nero. It'll have to wait, though.
We keep saying these things will have to wait, but I've often found that a sudden final solution to my problems has worked out pretty well.
If you would like...
Remember that Eldar we were talking about and how suddenly that stopped being a problem?
if you would like, Nero, I get you a cheap crew for that ship. You can take that ship over to that moon. Take care of it yourself.
Drop a few cyclonic torpedoes.
Yeah,
and
I think
call it a day.
I think we're gonna need more than just a undersized Falchion class frigate to take out a moon. But
why do I feel like whatever game I play in next that Arthur's running, I'm going to get punished for this?
James, I honestly don't blame you for this. This is 100% these characters.
It happened, James. You shot yourself in the head in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. This is my revenge. No, this is definitely a monkey's paw incident where I was very specific in listening to exactly what Pondo asked for.
I don't blame you at all. I said I wanted the ship. They gave me the ship.
Yeah, and it's like, to be fair, like we did just basically use the Inquisition to steal these people's ships from them. Like,
I mainly just wanted to screw over the company that I bought the ship, that I was going to try to ship the ship from.
Yeah.
Well, so according to the registry that the August pick up from the ship, it doesn't belong to House Kryn. It belongs to a Chartist captain, or like a Chartist merchant house.
You know, I have to tell you, sir, you cannot trust those Chartist captains. One day they're taking a dump on your ship, the next day they're taking a dump in your 13th station and trading with chaos. You know, you really just gotta find all those Chartist captains and kill them immediately.
It'd be funny if this was a Chartist captain that was using my Station 13.
I'm telling you, sir, the solutions that are sudden and irrevocably final are usually the best ones when it comes to problems like these.
Okay, so
so effectively, in the year and a half since you first were going to buy this ship, Kryn sold it to somebody else.
Yes.
So House Kryn haven't lost out; they've been paid for this ship, and so instead, this merchant house has had a ship taken from them instead.
I mean, I assume that the Inquisition recompensated them, or at least provided them with a nice going away note. We're the Inquisition, and we need this.
Assume what you like.
I imagine it was more so, hey, the ship doesn't belong to you. Get it out.
All right, so let's do all those things. Local recruiting. Get started with like propaganda messages.
So I'd say Nero, Don, and Adrian go to the Gilded Throne to the bridge to get things kind of started up.
Well, we need our engine seers and to.
Yes,
we're gonna go start the pilot light in the engine.
Essentially, and then I will go with my Seneschal.
Yeah.
It's essentially he's the accountant of the ship.
Yeah, the purser. Oh, yes. No, there's a couple because Seneschal is like the I think you're thinking of the high factotum. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander von Heppel.
We'll have to land the Chimera and use its calculus array on the ground.
Essentially, it's pretty much just going to be us setting up a booth in front of the Chimera,
like a trade table.
Essentially, it's how I envision it's going to be. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, where Jack and the other guy were trying to get a crew for Davy Jones.
So we just gotta like
wherever you go, that's where Cowles Con is, for sure.
Is this ship just gonna be like one of those ships, one of those cars that never gets fixed that's in someone's front lawn? You know, is that what this is gonna be like for us?
We're fixing this thing right here, right now.
Okay, so Pierre, Dawn, and Adrian enter or fly on board the Gilded Throne, along with
Nero.
I'm here.
Nero does.
Everyone's okay.
Yeah,
So you're not. Okay, everyone's there. Okay.
I'm going down to the planet and doing recruiting.
Okay, so you're not going aboard the ship. Okay, along with like the Engineer Prime, probably with Ivy as well, and some more Engineers. First thing you notice in the landing bay is that everything, like every single surface, every single control component, everything is blackened as though by a flash fire. And I mean, like a fire which is burned incredibly hot, but incredibly quickly, like it's burned the oxygen out within a second. So it's like the surface of everything is cooked, but beneath is the heat hasn't gotten there before the heat has been sucked out by the complete lack of oxygen. So every console is brown. The glass has gone brown or black from the heat. Effectively opening any bulkhead is going to require manually cranking open the bulkhead because there's no power to any systems you can access from within any console is dead when the tech priests go to it.
I'm gonna use my suit vox to just be like, Ivy, what do you make of this? Did they intentionally scuttle the ship, or did someone accidentally set 60% of the ship on fire and decompress the entire crew at the airlock?
So the air readings we got are consistent with burnt flesh in any case, or at least burnt organic material. Sulfur dioxide is the most common offset of burning human tissue. In terms of, and she's like pulling apart a console like that. She's like opened up like the keyboard part and is looking through the gear under it. This is very odd. So most of the electronics here are completely fine, except that things like all the cladding is gone from the cables. All of the rubberized covers over the connection joints is completely gone as well. It's like everything organic in the board the ship has just been absolutely destroyed.
Okay, I'm gonna radio the captain on his way down to the planet and open up suit comms to everybody. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, this is actually an emergency situation. We gotta stop fucking around, guys. Like, everyone on the ship might actually have burned to death and be dead. So it might not. I'm gonna turn to Dawn in my iron heavy armor and just be like, they might not have taken a shit on the ship. The ship might have taken a shit out of them.
So
they are the shit.
Are you telling me, Nero, that your anger was not as justified as you initially thought it would be?
You know, Dawn, we need to investigate before we figure out what's justified or not, whether it's season 1 or 2.
Dawn, you can give me, anyone that's got Forbidden Law Inquisition can roll Forbidden Law Inquisition at -10.
I have Forbidden Law Inquisition.
You can roll it at -10.
I want to note, though, that the rest of the crew, except for the captain, doesn't know about that.
No.
I'm gonna re-roll that. That's an 82.
Okay.
That doesn't seem like me.
Couldn't the crew roll, technically speaking? We're just going to say they can't.
Not for Forbidden Laws, no.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, Adrian's already got his own suspicions of what happened.
It's just one foot soldier's just like, yeah, I happen to know a lot about the hidden agendas of the Inquisition. It's like,
definitely 20% of your crew don't know the true names of the demon gods, you know.
All right,
thankfully.
I fail.
Oh my god! Holy crap! This roll is not working.
So with your roll being so close there, Dave, I'll let you know that you're pretty sure you've heard of weapons in the past that can do this, but they're usually used on a larger scale than just a ship.
Is that like from the Inquisition weapon?
Yeah, well, that's because you're wrong. Yeah, it's something that you've heard. It might be some of the technology that's been used in Exterminatus before.
I've heard rumor, Nero, of a Inquisition weapon of some description that will rectify larger regions than a ship that does something similar to this.
You can confirm that was what was used here?
I can neither confirm nor deny such a thing, but the rumors and the results seem to match up with what I've heard.
Well, we're going to advance in formation towards the bridge as we...
What is the likelihood that they simply let this device off in order to clear this ship for us?
I mean, Nerd is just like, I do not attempt to plumb the knowledge of the Inquisition. We're going to advance to clear the bridge and get somebody, maybe our Omniscience Congregator, hooked in and figuring out what's going on.
Arthur, are you actually lying to Dawn when you say that? Because you have attempted to plumb the knowledge of the Inquisition on several occasions, both on an intimate level and outside. So are you?
I think in this case,
lying?
what I mean is I'm not trying to figure out what the Inquisition is doing here.
Okay,
Nero is
all right.
way more concerned about making sure that we don't suffer the fate of whatever these people could have.
So you don't like readjust your space collar in your like outfit when you
I
say
don't
that
have
or
a space
nothing?
collar. I'm literally a giant fucking brick.
Like the
That
big,
was the
like the
joke.
large, high, like metal collar of the.
Yeah, you've got your James Bond suit on the outside of your like thing, and you're like, you know, like yeah.
Sound more like
Okay.
Laser Shoot Larry or Rodney Dangerfield right now.
We should also, well, so if we go to the bridge, it's not going to have power. We should probably go to the reactor first and get that started.
I think we need to send 2 teams then. Sounds
Agreed.
like you just volunteered to take Ivy on team 2.
So it would seem.
All right.
Okay.
I'm taking team 1. Split into 50-50. Don't let
All
the
right, so-
Omniscience die.
At least one tech priest goes with each group though as well.
Yes.
So
I mean, I feel like the group is mostly tech priests. We didn't anticipate we would need to do a rolling clear of a 2-kilometer warship.
Yeah.
We thought we were just going to go turn the car on. It turns out the car's haunted.
Hey, how was your trip to the moon? Moon's
It's
haunted.
haunted. Yep.
everybody give
that?
me a plus 10 search roll.
Great.
Search?
Search.
Okay.
Oh, that's the
basic-
thing I'm actually good at.
Oh boy.
You're not with us.
Yeah, I know.
You guys just rely on being surprised with information all the time. You don't go looking for it. You wait till it
You
comes up.
guys could. You guys could
James was
do
all like, "You guys suck at perception rolls and awareness rolls." I'm like, "Fine, fine, I'll buy
Yeah.
awareness." And then he's
Now
like,
that you put points into that.
"Search."
Yeah.
Fucking
you
gap
could
year.
use the crew as well without a 40 at least.
We all failed. It doesn't matter.
Has someone not rolled though?
No, everybody rolled.
What did I roll there? What did I roll? I rolled a
rolled
70. You know what, James?
Sorry. Pondo's not. I thought because you.
Pondo's heading down to the planet to recruit.
Okay, I thought he came back and mentioned. Okay, no, right,
Can
cool.
like
All right,
one of the engine steers from like the crew roll?
Yeah, I'll make a roll for them. They pass. Okay,
Wow, they
so
rolled pretty good, actually.
yeah.
We just
so
all passed the giant skeleton man.
what you guys find with your fails is a complete lack of any human remains. And it takes a long time to clear ship because not only you got to like open a bulkhead manually, but every time you come to like a section which is pressurized, you've got to carefully get out of the way so that because the moment you open that bulkhead, the air and anything inside the area is going to be explosively vented out into space. So probably what you might do is close sections behind you, so at least all that happens is it equalizes between compartments.
Hey, James,
But
that's played Hard
certainly-
Space Shipbreaker. Yeah.
Yeah. But certainly, like once you enter like any sort of pressurized area, certainly your suits give you plenty of alarms. So nothing here is corrosive, but you know it's not breathable. That atmosphere is completely unbreathable, and it's also very cold.
I also like the idea that when we do eventually take our helmets off in this place, it's like, yeah, barbecue. Yeah.
It's not
It
gonna,
smells like pork.
it's not going to smell like either of those things, guys.
It's
Yeah,
I'm
smells-
getting
it
whiffs
actually-
of
Yeah, it smells like
feces
burnt
and
matches.
ozone.
I was going to say, it's going to smell like you microwaved a human being down to dust in less than a second, which does not smell like pork.
Nope.
Yes, I know exactly what that smells like, Arthur. Now that you mention it,
When you enter the bridge, there's even things like all the chairs, the consoles. So once again, everything is surface damaged by fire, but like all the chairs have been rendered down to just like the metal frame. So all the leather and all of the like the cotton cushioning has disintegrated inside the chairs themselves. So although there's the heat was over very quickly, it seems like that organic material was destroyed long beforehand. At those of you that go to the engineering, find that although things are for the most part technologically intact, things like it's too hard to start the power cells right now because with all the cladding gone from all the cables, everything's in dead short.
Mhm.
So the ship needs to be towed somewhere to have any chance of actually powering up a system. With that being said, the tech priests can use their potentiator coils to power individual consoles. So you can try and pull some data out of certain systems. So I guess from the point of view of any ship data, is there anything that you want to pull out of the ship that the tech priests can power up certain systems for?
I would think engines, navigation, Gellerfield.
Is there any
Life
like
support?
black box or something maybe that we can?
Yeah, I mean, well,
into?
there's like logs. You know, the augurs contain logs, for example. So first
Actually
off,
knowing what happened here, I think, is important.
Yeah, I think like a ship's log would be
Yeah.
nice.
with the tech priests that pass the roll, with their augurs, they actually pick up there is a single compartment near the bow of the ship, which is, although it's still cold as space, the atmosphere inside that compartment is breathable.
Okay. Nero is going to lead a team there.
Sounds like our captain. Our new captain.
Well, there's been no life signs, though.
There's no life signs, and once again, it's like although it's like the air in there is breathable, it's still anything in there will be frozen at this point in time.
Okay. All right. Because space cold.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take to get life support back up? Are we talking like hours or days?
Okay, so when you get Ivy on, she's like, there's nothing we can do for this ship where it is. Like, we're talking to get any systems, like, literally, we've got to go through and place all the cabling in the whole ship. We're looking at probably 2 to 3 months' work to get this ship void ready again. You know, there's certain things we can hook up from the other ships, like we could probably power certain components from the plasma drive on one of the other 2 ships, even probably clear all this noxious air out. But this ship needs like extensive refit, everything organic, all rubber, all leather, all cloth, all that, anything like that is gone.
Is your recommendation then that we need a tug to tow us to someplace like Scintilla or a shipyard?
Yes, and
Okay.
that's we've got the technology. We can easily have the Praetorian do that while we attend to what else we need to do. But
Well, whatever else we need to do is go engage with raiders on the edge of human space. So I'd rather have the Praetorium with us. We were kind of counting on the Gilded Throne. Hold on a second. I need to call the captain.
okay,
All right, I call the captain. Hey, Captain. Every organic being on this ship and every organic part has been instantly blazed away in less than a second. The entire ship is essentially useless and all of its cabling needs to be replaced. Our Omnisci congregator is suggesting we get it towed to a shipyard. I would think Scintilla, where you have estates, so at the very least we would have a good base of operations to recruit perhaps a Imperial Navy captain and attract some veterans to join the crew. It will not be joining us at Kolth.
I got it when you said that everything organic was destroyed from the inside. Okay, I'll
So
make
we'll
arrangements.
need to speak further. Dawn has critical information for you, which she can share with you. That cannot be spoken of over the Vox, even though we're using our rogue trader cool can't.
Well, everybody
What
knows
is
they
what
can't,
is
so it doesn't
Rogue
matter.
Trader can in Rogue Trader can? You know, like
It appears everybody knows they can't usually anyway, so regardless of that.
Well, I'd rather not have to kill everyone on the surface of this planet just because they heard a stray transmission, sir.
You're in my ear.
I am in your ear, but that's not how radio waves work.
I get
Sir,
what
I'm
you
not
mean.
currently shining a laser towards your position with a hyper-focused message.
Okay. Very well. We can speak about it later. I'll
Speak to Dawn. There's a room on board that still has pressure and atmosphere. I'm going to go investigate it.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll make arrangements for it to be tugged over to Scintilla and try to see if I can get something decent as far as crew for it.
You know, sir, as long as you're going to be spending some time buying stuff, your Sassanase aboard the Eternal Praetorium will require equipment like armor and guns in the immediate future. At the very least, now would be a good time to bulk buy.
Very well.
Because we have acquisition rules this time around, and I don't know that we need anything else besides an entirely new ship.
Very well. I think at this point, like Pierre, like turns over, and is like, "Yes, we have fantastic health benefits. Don't worry, great life insurance."
Sir, we don't need crew members from that planet except to replace the 500 we lost. This ship.
What do you think I'm doing?
I don't know what you're doing, sir. I wouldn't presume to tell. All I hear you is talking about health benefits.
I'm trying to replace the ones that we lost.
Very well, sir. I'm going to get off the comms and go raid a pressurized room.
Yes, we have a fantastic 400K plan for you. Just don't mind. I'll talk to you later, Nero.
400K?
It's 401K.
40K.
Yeah, it's a 40K. 40.1K. That's how they do it in the Imperium.
Nero, give me a common law war roll plus a straight +0.
Great.
War roll.
Common law war. Is this to open a door?
No.
Because this would be the coolest door I've ever opened. Do I know what this roll's about before I choose to re-roll it?
So it's to see if you observe something that only someone who is trained in ship warfare would notice.
God damn it.
I think at this point,
is Adrian with Nero, or is Adrian somewhere else in the ship?
I was going to say I was gonna go join him if this is the only.
Okay, so if you're going to the compartment in the front, then you can also roll common law war +0.
I just continuously failed.
Oh, actually, I'm going to give you +10, Spoon, because your background is actually in Imperial Navy as well.
Okay, so that would give me another degree of success.
Yeah, so 3 degrees. Okay, so the compartment you're going to is a sealed compartment within the forward gunnery decks for the torpedo bays. So as you're walking past the racks of stacked torpedoes, you notice first off that it looks like someone has opened up and removed all the torpedo warheads and then done their best to basically close it up and conceal it. They've done a good job. It's like on a smoke detector where when you pull the battery out, there's a little thing which lets you know that there's no battery in here. Effectively the torpedoes have a little warning. This is a dud, basically, thing sticking up that has been concealed. There's also one torpedo among them that's been sort of blended in by being placed behind 2 others, but it is definitely a different type of torpedo to the standard plasma core torpedoes you're familiar with from Imperial naval use.
Nero obliviously continues walking down the corridor.
Yeah.
Adrian probably stops and goes,
Yeah.
As Nero might observe.
Yeah.
Nero keeps
definitely
going.
stops and go, Nero.
Yep.
Wait a moment while I go investigate this. I'm not sure what it is.
All right, Nero, trying to say, are those torpedoes over there?
They are.
I know a lot about explosives.
Do you?
Yep.
Then you'll surely notice that all of their.
Yeah. So once he calls out to you, you do notice as well. All the warheads
Nero's just
removed.
I am a gunnery officer aboard a naval ship, right?
I do. Let's go see if we can figure out what this other this other torpedo is over here.
Is it normal for someone? Shouldn't all these torpedoes? Why would they Were they training rounds? Why would they have done this? Hey, wait, what's that second torpedo behind the other 2 torpedoes that looks kind of weird? What is that?
Okay. It has been designed to fit into a conventional Imperial torpedo tube. With that being said, it bears inquisitorial seagulls on it. So the Eye of Malcador. It looks like whatever mechanism it uses, it hasn't got an explosive head. It looks like its head is more designed. It's like a broad head on arrow. It's designed for puncturing more than it is for causing an explosion. And it seems to have some sort of open reservoir within the body of the torpedo, which has been exposed.
Is this like a boarding torpedo?
No, it's not big enough for a boarding torpedo.
Okay.
But it's some sort of torpedo that accidentally leaks and kills everyone on board.
I mean, it looks like if you wanted to disperse a biological agent into a ship,
I see.
This is one way of doing it.
Okay, so let me ask: does this torpedo look like it was fired exteriorly towards the ship?
No, it's in a pile of torpedoes waiting to be fired, but it's been deliberately concealed underneath other torpedoes, so it's being different from the rest. It's not obvious.
What did an agent of the Inquisition sneak this thing on board and then just open it up and be like, "Die, everyone, including myself"?
It may have been on a time delay.
I
The other
Alright.
thing is that they could have possibly
There's
emptied
still
one of the dummy rounds themselves and put it in there.
But also,
there's
if
still
this is
stuff
the-
in this. Is that what you're saying?
No, whatever.
Okay,
whatever
good.
it's
Because I
completely
thought you
empty.
said that there was still like liquid in there, and I was gonna be like,
No.
"Whoop." We need
Also-
to leave, or at the very least, everybody else does. While I EOTech this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the other thing about this torpedo, by the way, is like the maker's mark on it, like the stuff from like the Mechanicum. Like this torpedo itself is over 2,000 years old.
Okay. Maybe
That's
the
an old
seals just
thing to
broke
use.
down, Adrian. Maybe it wasn't nefarious at all for
Maybe.
a open Inquisition seal torpedo to kill everyone on board with a biological agent.
I mean, it was nefarious. It was just a little bit more open than it should have been.
I didn't.
So you find your way to the chamber itself. It's sealed. It's a relatively small chamber. It's like any number of like lockable sealed chambers that you could have in a gunnery deck, where they might hold things like fuel or other things that you need to prevent from being either a part of or adding to an explosion.
I want to
once you-
imagine that this scene involves the two of us coming through like a bulkhead door, like we're about to drop a hot rap album in space. We both have like spacesuits on,
Yeah,
but it's like
power armor.
the IG unit in the Mandalorian in the first episode of the Mandalorian, where the two of them walk through the door and it looks like hot fire. It's the two of us showing up before the bulkhead, and we just kind of stand there and stare at it for a while.
Yeah, so remember that the atmosphere where you are is toxic, but the atmosphere on the inside is breathable, although the temperature is still
Okay.
unlivable.
I'm gonna call Ivy and see how long she has to recycle the interior air.
Oh, I mean that would probably take days to do that. Like,
Can you vent the air, the toxic air here?
in your section, we could do that faster, but then when you open that bulkhead,
It's gonna
The
explosively
equal-
decompress.
yeah.
Let me
I'd like
ask
to-
Ivy, if we open this door, is it going to injure things that are inside there?
No, because unless they're somehow still alive and breathing.
Okay.
Can I use my Auspex to do like a scan of this little room?
Yeah, give me a tech use test plus 10 for your specs.
Nero's just gonna be like, you think that tiny little handheld unit's gonna do better than the giant one we have aboard the Hand of Calixis?
It's closer. And you said a plus 10?
Plus 10, yeah.
Okay.
He also has plus 10. I'd fate that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
We're not gonna need that fate. There's no way there's gonna be combat when we open this door.
Not at all.
Yeah, the combat is you getting vented out into space.
We face a D&D monster called an armor
Basically
eater.
the same.
It eats armor.
So all I can confirm is that, yeah, the atmospheric composition on the inside of the bulkhead is different, but the temperature is still
Cold.
minus. Yeah.
The worst that can happen is if when we open the door, whatever's in there continues to live. So we should just open the door.
And you guys are in power armor, it'll be fine.
I agree with Don.
Okay. You crank open the bulkhead. There is like a momentary hiss as like the difference of atmospheres mix and different air pressures adjust. More like when opening a door between an air conditioned room and a non-air conditioned one. So on the inside, shining a torch around, you notice that there is not a hastily constructed, but a constructed altar on the ground against one wall, like a little sort of religious shrine. Definitely. I mean, Dawn can recognize it. It's imperial worship. This is definitely a sanctioned imperial shrine.
There is a motherfucker. So thank you for clarifying.
No worries. There is a dead and desiccated body in a kneeling prayer position before the shrine. They're wearing basically like a black body glove. Looks like it's a woman, but like the flesh has been sort of browned by the freezing nature of space. Like the corpse has been mummified effectively by the temperature. And then also in the room are all of the removed warheads for all of the for all of the torpedoes in the main hall.
Does this person have any obvious inquisitorial markings on them?
Yeah, they do. Like they have like a pelt pouch sort of thing that has the eye in it as well. They probably have a data slate nearby too. And they have probably some sort of silenced auto pistol on the other hip and some sort of mono blade.
All right, I'm gonna take all their shit. That's going right in the thrice locked chest of near the blade.
Nice.
I'm gonna check that data pad though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're so it's locked with an inquisitorial.
I'm gonna turn away from Adrian and open it with my inquisitorial authorization code.
Oh, I guess the code. Look at this, guys.
I'm just gonna pretend like it didn't have an inquisitorial authorization code in the first place.
I like how it's a 9-pad digit thing, and he has to spell out traitor to like get it to open.
Listen, my inquisitorial code is 8675309. Obviously.
Woo!
So yeah, it's basically orders to effectively not so much scuttle the ship, but to scuttle the crew.
Okay.
By detonating the torpedo on board the ship, but to make sure like that they've been ordered to remove all the warheads so that the resulting firestorm
didn't blow up the ship.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Who were the orders sent from?
Well, there's no like from Inquisitor X. It's just clearly these are like this person's just like an agent, and like their handler has sent them.
All right.
Yeah, they just got like a dead drop with this order, and they're told that's being sacrificed, but that this is for the good of the Imperium. This will, this is to prevent, some foul darkness from sweeping.
Yeah.
They've been inquisitored.
Yeah, that's
is
sort
what
of stuff you tell a zealot to give them to give up their own life.
That
basically.
Nero's realizing this could be his fate at literally any moment.
Yeah, some capricious rogue trader wanted this ship, so I got sent to die.
No, Cassius is gonna be like, listen, I need to get a cold beer. I need you to kill everyone in line to that beer, including the whole space station it's located in.
And then burn the bar to the ground after you've gotten it for me.
You'll have to die in the process, but
That's
at
right.
least I'll have a single cold beer.
It tastes sweeter when it's the last one. When there's that much death attached to it.
All right, Nero is going to use the incredible strength of his power armor to crush the tablet so that Adrian can't get a look at it, and just be like,
What's that?
Looks like this was destroyed during the firestorm. No, I wouldn't say that.
I'm gonna go. Well, wait, everything else in here is
sorry.
fine.
Yeah. And in this room, the firestorm hasn't touched this room.
Exactly. That's why Nero wouldn't go with such an obvious lie.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're that bad. You're bad at lying, aren't you?
Adrian has already drawn his own conclusions, and that was basically that this person fucked up this ship, and then died waiting.
Nero's gonna turn and say, looks like this was damaged before we got here. I doubt we'll get anything off of it. That is what he would say.
Can I make an inquiry roll or
You're not here.
something like that?
You're not here.
Yes, I am.
I thought Dawn was here with you. Yeah,
I thought it was just me and Adrian.
I mean, I did say earlier that I agree with Dawn, but that was just to open the door. So
it's a scrutiny roll, by the way. Scrutiny identifies someone lying.
Oh, okay. Well, where am I then if I'm not here?
I thought you were there too. That's why I make sure.
Well, it's a lot harder to lie. Well, I'm still going to say the same thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, if I'm not there, Arthur, like, where would I be?
No, if you're here, well, I mean, listen. What I said was I'm going to go to open the thing, and then Adrian said I will also go open the thing. So I thought it was just the two of us, which is why I even framed that scene of the two of us walking up to the bulkhead.
Maybe this is when Dawn arrives.
Dawn arrives, and I'm just like,
See, I was under the impression that the two groups that split off were you and I, and
yes, you went with me to the bridge.
And then everyone else went to the
I
engine.
thought I split off again. Look, you can be here if you want to. I still say the same thing, which is this was
fine.
damaged. I don't think we'll get anything off of it. What are your thoughts, Adrian? Looks like some kind of inquisitorial religious zealot.
Yeah.
At least they kept those nice torpedoes.
Saved the ship from being destroyed by collecting all of the warheads. And
they saved the ship. Yep. That's what they did.
Well,
from themselves, it would seem.
Yes, certainly all signs point that way, but it's better to find a semi-repairable ship in orbit rather than a cloud of space dust.
James, how long would it take me to rearm all the torpedoes with their warheads?
An hour.
Okay, I'm gonna just start doing that.
Why you want to rearm the torpedoes?
I mean, do you really want to just leave random warheads floating around in a super chilly room on an empty ship? I would rather just have the torpedoes ready to go.
We know it's going to be able to fire them.
Yeah, but Nero wants. Listen, this is.
If you want to,
I'm not talking to the Lord Captain. I'm talking to Pondo. This ship is a torpedo gunship. Its only purpose is to very quickly and very lightly, as a tiny small ship, fly up to a much larger ship and be like, "Eat shit and die," and then run away. And I want to do that. I want to do it so bad.
So just for your benefit, I'll get this into Roll20 for next time as well. But just to run through, checking through all the systems of the Gilded Throne, it's pretty, like most of the systems are pretty standard. It's got a standard Jovian pattern drive, standard Thriller warp engine, standard Gellerfield, standard combat bridge, slightly better life sustainers, Vitae pattern, so it doesn't smell like arse everywhere in the ship when it does work.
I was gonna say it definitely does not smell like gas right now.
Yeah,
it smells like death.
That's right. M201B auger array, voidsman quarters, so comfortable quarters rather than being pressed. It has a compartmentalized cargo hold. So different, so effectively the cargo hold is broken down into several separate sealable sections where you can create different environments, different temperatures for storing different things. It has luxury passenger quarters and a trophy room. Weapons wise, it has a Voss pattern torpedo tube at the front and a pair of Mars pattern macro cannons as dorsal guns. So it's got the oddity. So the machine spirit oddity is martial hubris. So it adds +5 to all ballistic skill tests taken on board, but it's -5 piloting when trying to run away from combat. It's effectively its past history counts as finances in arrears, which means that it deducts 50 achievement points from any mercantile endeavor done on board the ship.
Oh, well, that's not a
effectively
ship.
Sorry.
That's more of the warship, not a merchant ship.
Yeah, it's got +20, +250 trade, +150 crime, +100 creed, +50 exploration.
Okay.
So it's actually got quite a few bonuses towards.
So it sounds like it's bigger and better at fighting than the Hand of Calixis, right?
But it doesn't have a lance. It doesn't have a lance weapon. Is the main difference.
That's true. It doesn't have a lance weapon, and that's what I'm good at using. But it does have a torpedo, which potentially could deal a lot more damage than a lance, right?
Yeah, and 2 separate macro cannon arrays as well.
I'm thinking it's a heavier. It has a lot more firepower potential, but you have to connect with the torpedo, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Essentially, what this is a ship that's good at taking out the shields.
This is a haymaker ship, right? You know, you land one shot and it's.
The thing is, it's smaller than the Eternal Praetorium, but the Eternal Praetorium is already like a weakly undergunned ship, so.
It's a light cruiser.
The Eternal Praetorian is a repurposed exploration vessel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is our new main gunship.
Yeah.
This is a military gunship which is being converted to have nice quarters for comfort. So.
Yeah, it's a blinged out Hummer.
If you're gonna be shot at, you might as well do it in style, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say this would almost make a nice flagship with the nice Vitaes in here and the trophy room. Maybe when it's not filled with death, it might be a nice place to move the Lord Captain over to.
Yeah, it's only 10 years old as well, so it's quite new.
Oh yeah, it's got that new ship smell, huh, James?
After it's all fixed up, it probably will, yeah.
All right, so once I'm done with the torpedoes, I'm going to head with everybody back to just exit off the ship, because there's nothing we can do here. We're going to have to wait until the tugs show up, and once that's away, we go to Kulth, right?
I think we can tow it, right?
We could, but
we
we
would
don't
have to
have time to do
sacrifice
another jump.
the Eternal
Time.
Praetorium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's fair.
We need the
essentially-
Eternal Praetorium to come with us. So
Yeah. Essentially, I'm just going to have it tugged to Scintilla and then have it worked on. And then
So-
season 3, we'll have it for that season.
well, hopefully the second half of this season we'll have it. We have
It
a lot more
depends
stuff to do
on-
around the area, I guess.
It all depends on when Tide of Iron season ends. Who
We can
knows?
at least-
James knows.
We're about to go drop the Tide of Iron like next episode.
We can at least,
Did you read what I said about the Tide of Iron the other day on the on the
I
Sea
saw
of
it.
Thieves stream?
I saw
No,
it.
I didn't see it. What did you say?
Like the fact that it's called the Tide of Iron is completely a coincidence. I was just trying to think of a cool name for like a tank with a Vulcan mega bolter, and I thought, Tide of Iron actually sounds like a cool name for that as well. That's actually ironically fitting. Nothing to do with the main storyline.
Oh, okay.
So it's a red herring.
That's a
hurts
very
me.
good
All
red
right.
herring.
Our Tide of Iron
dropped off the
is a
Tide
bunch
of Iron.
Iron warriors trying to kill us. That's what
we
our
dropped
Tide-
off the Tide of Iron. We go to an aqua planet, and we're having a nice little vacation there. All of a sudden, giant wave filled with ships comes and hits us.
Oh, you're right. Iron Warriors. Fuck, that might be the Tide of Iron. I never even thought of that.
So Pondo, the time that you spend on Sard 2. So Sard 2 is actually a very lovely, temperate agri-world full of farms primarily designed for growing corn and wheat. And so this is one of the main planets for supplying food stuffs to a lot of the planets in this region of the Calixis sector, particularly Fenx World, because you're right near Fenx World over here. And Fenx World is like a major hive world, which gets almost all its food from Sard 2. Along with some of the other ones in the Josian Reach. There's some sort of festival going on the planet when you arrive as well. So it's sort of like a harvest festival, so where they have big bale fires or bonfires and maypole dancing. It's very much like a pagan Samhain type festival going on. It's a very colloquial population as well, so farmers and their like. With that being said, you can also glean that when the Gilded Throne stopped here, which was now going back almost 3 months ago, it picked up a bunch of food going to Fenx World. So you can presume that delivery of food never actually arrived at Fenx World because the ship was effectively destroyed or at least like hulked while still in orbit of Sard 2. As far as they're concerned, it left. They don't even have strong augurs on board the planet. They rely primarily on the ships in orbit to know what they're doing. So
I can't just look up and be like, wow, there's a ship up there with my handheld telescope.
maybe someone noticed, but no one cares. They're farmers. It's like,
Their job was to grow the plants. They don't care about when it gets there.
Wow, I feel like you guys just insulted farmers twice. Farmers, I apologize. These motherfuckers don't know shit.
Corn farmers too, which there's plenty of in the US. So
Yeah, I was gonna say this
I live in the
reminds
corn
me of.
state at the moment, so
Yeah, I was gonna say I grew up in Kansas, so I was like, oh, so this is like home, huh?
yeah, okay. So do many of your friends in Kansas have telescopes and look up at the sky a lot? No, okay.
Nope.
You guys see?
What the?
I
There's
feel-
a
I feel-
whole
I feel-
movie, I think it's called October Sky, about West Virginian farmers who grew up to be rocket scientists and went to the fucking moon.
But I think
that's West Virginia
were
though. They don't have much else to do.
What?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
either
Because he's-
farm
I'm
or
out.
learn
I'm out.
astrophysics.
I
Hey, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal's the son of a coal miner in that movie.
Yeah.
It's
So,
actually
someone
a
may
really
as well
good
say
movie.
shrimp and we'll be fine. So
Wow.
Hey man, 20 years I lived in West Virginia.
When he's not digging for opals, man, he learns about rocket science. Okay, like
When-
that's his life.
When you're stuck in
I-
a coal mining strip town. Yeah.
I did like in the film Interstellar, where all they can grow is corn. Where they go to the baseball, they're having popcorn rather than anything else because it's the only sort of fast food to have at the baseball.
What's for dinner, Mum? Corn. Ugh. Again.
I forgot what I was going to even
So-
ask. Oh yeah.
We need a
Question.
tug,
Red
we need a
hand
crew.
sandwiches.
That assume that I'm getting taken care of. The one thing is, would this planet be suitable for the ash flower that we got?
It probably would be. Yeah, although that might actually like, it's not so much the planet's suitability for it; it's whether or not that will interfere with the agricultural operations of the sheaf corn industry.
So you don't own this planet, you know that, right?
Yeah. This is.
I was going to
an
see if I could
imperial
maybe
law.
purchase land.
Listen, as one of the 2 Australians here in this thing, I can guarantee you the moment you introduce a wild, unnative species to the planet, that it's the farmers will go from being competent at farming what they normally do to drug-riddled addicts.
Wow.
You know.
You just go, okay.
I was in New Zealand a couple of years ago. We were in a region of New Zealand where apparently Americans that had moved there had imported elk from America so they could hunt. But then the elk had gotten to like too large a proportion because not enough people were hunting them. So they then went and imported wolves from North America to hunt the elk. And then they had problems with the
Now
wolf
they have a
population.
wolf problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we imported giant spiders because what else can take care of a
Somewhere
wolf,
along
right?
the
Like-
line, an Irish
was
guy
an old
shows up
lady.
and drives out all the snakes.
But the other major export that SARD 2 has is they sell cybernetic limbs designed for farming. So like thresher arms, that sort of stuff, you know.
Big, like scythe arms.
This is the
give
House
me my
Heroka of
combine
planets.
arms.
do they also sell primary beer?
Just a guy that runs with the giant combine out in front of him.
Okay. So the other thing is, I guess I'll go do the acquisitions that we've been talking about.
Okay, yeah, what we talked to.
Okay, so the first question is, would I have would like our null special forces team, would they have already access to flak armor?
So whatever the standard equipment layout of your ship is, so I think which is auto guns and flak armor.
Okay. So I guess I can try to upgrade them to Enforcer like Carapace.
Yep.
Just do it the lathe.
So the
The
population
blade
of
class.
SARD is 130 million. If that helps with working out.
Well, okay. Well. So Enforcer like Carapace is rare. But getting into the lathe quality, because since we have access to that, if we don't need it immediately, unless they have it immediately.
No, they have to order it. But it's fine.
Okay, so do the lathe quality, just have it ordered, sent to us eventually.
Yep. So it stays rare,
So
which
be
is +0 on this size planet.
yeah, so +0. Wanting definitely more than one.
How many? Do you remember, Arthur? How many Knolls you picked up?
Oh shit! I have no fucking clue. Man.
I don't think we ever said.
I don't know that there was ever.
No, there was because I remember there being a discussion about like how many people we could board at that
That's
time.
true.
There was
I
at
thought it
least
was- I thought it was like
5,000 nulls.
Yeah.
So unless we're able to get all of them, which I guess in a couple
I
hours.
didn't
we
think-
pro-
I thought
I
that
think
you-
I think it's close to like 100,000 because I remember there being a discussion about like how many people can we board from this planet before it literally disintegrates, and we did the calculations and there wasn't enough time to get a lot, so it was a small amount of the total that we possibly could have gotten, if I remember correctly. Though we did have a discussion about it, I do remember that.
So
You
how
can always
about
go back and
this?
check. So yeah.
What are the increments of what you can buy in?
I'm just checking it now.
It's 2,000, 5,000, and then it goes to 10,000 plus.
It's to the 2,000 to 5,000 range.
Okay, just so you get 5,000 and just
Yeah.
call it an upgrade for all the ships.
Yeah, and well, yeah, because that's like a 2,000 to 5,000 would just upgrade the Hand of Calixis's basic armor for their troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's looking at -20 plus whatever commerce I get,
Yep.
which always ends well. So get +10 for the Renown Warrant, +10 for the Calculants array that's going
Array,
off
yeah.
behind me.
Yep.
And then plus 10 for pure mercantile.
Yep.
So plus 30. Nope, not the plus. Just put in the 30. I think that's what messes it up.
Well, I rolled 85. Nice. Okay, so that's plus an extra 2. So you're at what's your current?
I think I'm at 39.
39.
No, I'm at 36.
36 minus 20 is 16. Plus 2 is 18% chance.
That seems possible. It's 1 in 8. Okay. If I can type. Nope. Okay.
No.
I'll try one more time at that. Why not? Maybe
Okay.
actually
So
not
commerce test again.
roll. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Okay, so now you're at 36% chance.
Wow. He critically succeeded at that.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
Went from an 85 to a 2.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Somewhere, your original shipment is opened by a group of warlords back on the dust planet we were on, and they're just like, "What's this? Winter uniforms on a warm desert?"
Okay, so what is what else do we need? Did we get ammo for Nero?
Oh, that's true. I have crack ammunition, but I don't have frag for killing people.
You're wanting crap
For the missile launcher.
No, I have
I thought
crack.
that's what your heavy bolter is for.
Yes, but my heavy bolter can only shoot about 200 meters.
Ah, okay. I see.
Heavy bolter is 120 meters, but the rocket launcher is something like
500.
500. Yeah, it's super long.
So frag missiles are average, which on this planet is pretty easy. Average is plus 20. So how many missiles do you think you're gonna need, Arthur?
Not many, right?
How many can
Probably
a
just
human being
5.
carry?
5's fine.
The clip
Five
size is 5, right?
Yes. But that's what we're buying, right? Is like one clip of ammunition, or do we
Yeah,
have
that's
to
right,
buy?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So we only
each
need
acquisition.
one thing of frag ammunition, unless you want me to like put down a populace, in which case, like 10 or 15.
That's
would
what your
be-
heavy
Okay.
bolter is for.
Well, then you're at 86% plus your commerce test.
Okay. This is when I roll another, okay, well, never mind.
Okay, so plus 16. So it takes over 100, so you're automatically acquired. No need to roll.
Okay.
Is it over 100?
Yeah, 86 plus 16.
Oh, okay. That's the first time ever. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I think the last thing, just because it might benefit us later, is probably getting like 5 conversion fields, which I think is extremely rare
Yeah,
at the lathe quality, which I guess is equivalent to best quality. If I can get it that way.
well, it's lathe quality wouldn't apply to lathe quality applies to
Armor,
armor.
not conversion fields.
What are the conversion fields?
It's
Reflectors,
a
right?
50 instead of a 30.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's a power field. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Conversion fields are the ones that blind people when they work.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's like what Don has.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know why we're all using this thing. We have to wear sunglasses in battle in order to properly do this.
Well, aren't those just religious things as well? Like,
I mean, they're usually made into religious things.
books. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're also from. I mean, they're also just from Into the Storm. But
Okay.
conversion fields are usually made for things like Rosarius's, or they're not necessarily restricted to the Ecclesiarchy, but that's where they're most commonly found.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make an alternative suggestion?
Go to displacer field.
No, we upgrade the guns for our security force.
Oh, just go straight upgrade the guns.
Yeah, because right now I think we're using auto guns, which are
Auto guns.
basically pop guns.
Well, they're M16s basically, or M4s.
Right.
Just upgrade them to las guns, maybe.
You're muted, AP, if you're talking.
Which security force are we talking about, since we have several different ones?
Just upgrade
The Hand of Calixis, like the Hand of Calixis arm.
So
arms.
not our mercenaries who have better
No.
guns. You
No.
mean the like 100+ security officers on board? All right, Nero behind that.
Just like just like upgrading them to las guns.
How much better is light guns compared to auto guns?
I mean, they're basically the same stats, but they've got twice ammunition load, and they've got the reliable quality.
Oh, okay.
And more importantly, you can reload them by tossing them on a fire.
Well, you're not encouraged to do that. That's more of a
Emergency measure, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've had plenty of emergency measures. Remember when we found a ship where all the organic material had been burned away?
Yeah.
I did try in Battle Sister holding an empty las pistol cartridge in a flame to see if it charged, but it didn't.
Oh, that sounds like it would be too niche for the developers to put in.
Although if it had worked, holy shit, that would be awesome.
So, why not just get like 10,000 just to cover all? Do we even need
10,000 what?
10,000?
You want 10,000 las guns? Listen, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with selling arms. I'm 100% behind this.
We are headed to a war front, right?
Yeah,
So
like,
let's just get a pile of.
I've constantly been like, we should have sellable materials, but no one has ever been in the arms trading business with me.
10,000 las guns would be a straight +0 roll with then modified by commerce.
So -30.
I'm seeing the scene from Lord of War, where he goes to see his Russian cousin, and they like open the hangar, and it's just like tanks and like stacks of AK-47s and stuff.
I'm a little curious,
yeah.
James.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get like, to make like a small force of missionary type combatants?
100%. Yeah, you can certainly like, when you say a small force, do you mean like, a dozen people? Do you mean like 100 people? Like, what do you consider a small force?
I was thinking like 25.
Yeah, you can easily get that sort of thing.
Yeah, because I'm like it would be kind of cool to have like in case of like we walk into like an area with mass heresy or something like that, and just be like, yeah, okay, let's just unleash the missionaries. Or not so much the sister. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know, but like more like just the team that's like the missionary cleansing force or something like that, and they just walk in there with flamethrowers and just burn everything alive that they can get their hands on. So we might get to that point where we need to start doing that shit at some point.
Well, I think Pondo started rolling on the las gun, so maybe save that day for acquisitions at start of next session.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm in no rush to get that doing.
Yeah,
but it would be cool to have something like that.
So you're at 48 for this roll in Pondo.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Okay, 15.
There you go.
Okay.
10,000 las guns.
It's something
available
that we don't
to
really
you
need when
in
I can get it.
1d5 days.
The cornfields part as the rifles come out of the ground, and it's just like, you want to buy guns? Here we go.
We go talk to some hick PDF colonel. He's like, oh yeah, I got 10,000 las guns back in the shed.
It's like right next to my tractor. I keep running over them. You want them?
What is the line from Lord of War? He says there's one gun for every 5 men, women, and children in the world. So the real question is, how do we arm the other 4?
Yeah. Oh man,
it's crazy that was based off of the exploits of Colonel Oliver North. That movie's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Do you need a roll for the Enforcer Carapace as well?
For what? For the?
Well, I think that was gonna be an extra month because it's lathe, or like an extra time period. Because it's coming from the lathe worlds.
That's right. What was the third thing? The third thing that we got?
You had a failed roll.
We failed, yeah.
Then you did the armor. Then you did the thing that you got for free, which was the
frag rounds for
frag missiles. Yep, and then you got the. So you done your 4.
Do we need to roll for the frag missiles?
Yeah.
I technically have 25 crack missiles because I have 4 reloads.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm actually much better at killing tanks than I am people, which I think says a lot about Nero.
Well, you're just a lot better at killing tanks from far away. You're better at killing people up close. Or up closer.
Okay, so my question for you, Don, is Do you want your troops to just be infantry, or do you want them to have like some form of armor and transportation? Do you want them to be infantry, light cavalry? Sorry, infantry, cavalry, or mechanized infantry, which are basically like infantry that have their own transports. You're just looking for guys with guns?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what would be more effective, because they would have flamethrowers, right? Because they're going to be missionaries for, you know, the cleansing flame. So they're not going to have guns. They're not going to be using bolters or anything like that.
Okay, so let me read this out for you. Light infantry are highly mobile units whose basic mission is to provide a skirmishing screen ahead of medium and heavy infantry. Light infantry units are mountain troops, jungle fighters, skirmishers, raiders, scouts, guerrilla fighters, special operations, or drop troops. Medium infantry represent regular Imperial Guard, and heavy infantry represent heavily armed and armored infantry used to break formation. Grenadiers, veteran infantry wearing carapace. Wielding plasma, melta-guns, and flamers. Okay, so you're gonna have to get heavy infantry squad. All right, I'll work on the math for this.
Okay. I mean, that's why I said that they don't need to be like super high in number.
Right.
They can just be like.
Trust me, we won't be able to afford a super high number one.
So can I just quickly show you, by the way, on the map where we are right now? So right now, you guys are at Sard 2 here in the Josian Reach. So right next to you is Fenx World, which is where the Nostromo family are based.
Yep.
And also, Dawn, give me a Forbidden Law Inquisition roll at +20.
Do I also get that? Because I have that skill.
I'll give it to you, but at +0. That's
fine. I suck at it anyway, so.
5.4.
1.8.
So I guess it was a good thing we stopped by here anyway.
So
we had to come here eventually.
The other world near you, Abandoned Hope, it doesn't actually appear in any maps, but you guys know it's actually a secret inquisitorial training planet for Battle Sisters.
And you know, what is the likelihood if we show up there, they'll just be like, kill them?
Well, there's several problems with showing up there, like a crew full of Janissaries who probably shouldn't know about it.
We'll just keep them locked in the cargo hold.
Yeah, just close all the windows.
Yeah.
Draw the curtains. I'm just letting you know what's in your local area. You can take the information and use it or ignore it as you like.
All right, so while the Lord Captain is setting up in Kansas, Nero's going to approach him and just be like, Lord Captain, as usual, I decided to be proactive in your regard. I have contacted Riani to ask her to see if House Santai knows any trustworthy navigator, since you apparently, through the riddle of steel or whatever we're calling this, Harkonnen, Harlequin, Harlock, that's the one. Whatever we're calling this Harlock bullshit, you will require a guide to make sense of your secret hymns, which are actually the location of the blessed whatever dark star of Tyrant
Star,
Blind Tesseract.
Yep.
Block Tesseract for the
Listen,
Tyrant Star.
man, Nero's real shook up about the fact that the Inquisition fucking blew up a ship. I'm intentionally getting these wrong.
and that he works for them now.
Yeah. The House Nostromo, who we are trying to get in contact with, are on Fenx World. We could go contact Riani and see if she can, double time it, and maybe we drop by Fenx World while we're here.
That seems completely reasonable for me, actually. It's a complete accident that we actually ended up near them.
Okay. Do you need anything else from me, sir? Because if not, I'm going to take a second shore leave. It's like second breakfast.
Yes. What's with you? You look pale. You look more pale since you found out that the one day we ran out of bacon.
We don't talk about that day, sir.
Has Nero yet figured out, what the people what the visions of people dying was now in the warp?
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, we were having some ration problems. Wouldn't it be great if we had a cargo hold full of delicious corn and wheat?
Yes, I was working on that as well. These people are very easy to convince. You tell them some fake lies, and they hop in real quick.
That's kind of an oxymoron. So fake lies isn't like something you can have. They're either lies or they're truth.
I just want to be clear that we're talking about taking the shipment of food to Fink's World, right?
Yeah, I mean, the high factonians that it comes in, but like if we're going to Fink's World, then you should definitely take some sheep corn because we can definitely profit from that.
Yes,
obviously
that would be a great idea, but it would also help because again, we are rationing on board. I know that none of us are affected. We did have to go from quail down to partridge, right? But the actual crew has been having to eat rationed food, and it's great. Corn. You can put it in everything. Americans did back in the day. Back in M2 or 3. I don't know how calibers work.
What?
That's Nero. Nero is still just like, oh, it's been a rough... Okay, we're rough everything. All right, I'm going to go eat some corn. Wow, popcorn. Candy corn. All the corn's great. One of those is not like other corn.
They still make it. They still make it.
Everybody on the ship's eating lembas bread right now.
Listen, I love how Nero's like, we should look out for the crew, and everybody else is like, money, money, money.
I was there too. I just wanted to make sure we were going to do both of these things.
Listen, Nero's always about the money, 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 but he also wants to make sure everyone on board doesn't get angry and starve.
Try and kill us. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
All right, so Nero spends some time listlessly wandering around a farming planet, not intimidating people and eating a lot of corn-based appetizers.
Okay.
He wants to sample all the local delicacies.
So, at some point, Riani does pull you aside, Nero.
Riani, have you tried this corn chowder?
I have tried some of well, not the chowder, but I've certainly tried the corn dogs.
Well, I hope you like corn, because we are going to be eating a lot of it for the immediate future. What a great planet this is. You know what? This trip was totally worthwhile.
So I've got some good news.
First off, we could use it.
Yeah. So I heard we're heading to Fink's World next.
Could be.
There is a stable warp route from here to Fink's World.
That's great.
And also, I've heard back from the contacts in House Santai. They've organised we can meet covertly with a Nostromo agent on Fink's World without going directly to
Now, when you say Nostromo agent, do you mean a person who works for the Nostromos or a Nostromo navigator?
They didn't say. It may be a representative, it may be a navigator. I'm not sure.
Now, allow me to ask, what kind of repercussions could we face if we black bag a navigator and drag them on the ship and leave?
So within the Imperium, the household head would wield equivalent power to the Lord Commodore.
Yep.
And so therefore
that would be bad.
It would. I mean, it could lead to sanctions within the Imperium.
Okay. Let me ask a second, slightly related question. Where does the Inquisition fit into this power scheme? If the Inquisition sanctioned this move, would House Nostromo accept it?
Well, once again, an Inquisitor is on the same level as a household head.
That's true.
So, I mean, the only form of any sort of restitution would have to be sought through the High Lords of Terror.
Understood. Thank you, Riani. Do you have anything else?
Just a warning.
Yeah.
I've never been to Fink's World.
Yeah.
But the rumors about this place are that it is, although it's an Imperial Hive world, is that a lot of people claim, or the misnomer, or not the misnomer, the stories are that cults start in Fink's World. Basically, cults get their start by trying out infiltrating Fink's World, and if they go well there, they move to other worlds within the Imperium. So be on your watch. There are lots of things about this place that are considered quite dark, although it is still, the world still receives support and sanction by the rest of the.
So no one thinks it's weird that they just regular cult sproutings from there.
Well, they pull them out and they deal with them at the time, but it's the whole thing is that It's like trying to sneak things through an Imperial Customs port. Some stuff gets
Why
through,
would you
some
do
stuff
that? That's
doesn't.
bad. That's illegal.
Yeah, well, I'm saying some people do. Some people get
Those
caught,
people
some
are
people
bad.
don't.
Justice is very straightforward.
Yes.
The Imperium never does anything wrong.
So, yeah.
Where'd
just
you get
maybe-
those corn dogs from? I want to see that booth.
So, just warn the Lord Captain that, to look twice at any invitations he receives.
I
he could
see.
be
I think we will
inadvertently
restrict
being
movement
recruited.
off the ship then.
Good idea.
No, where were those corn dog stands?
See, it's actually called it's a pronto pop.
What the fuck?
That's a regional joke, Midwest joke.
Sorry, Midwesterners. I've been through your states. I just didn't spend much time there.
Pronto pops are just better corn dogs.
That's spoken
Okay.
like a person who's never had a pepperoni roll.
All right, well,
All right, I informed the Lord
Not a
Captain
corn
that
dog.
I informed the Lord Captain that we're good to go on Fank's World. We're good to go for a secret clandestine meeting with the Nostromos, and that Fank's World is also a cult hive, and that if we should restrict people going there, and we shouldn't spend very much time there.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. It's a Riani said word for word it was a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So you're saying I shouldn't accept the blind date that was received from there? I've been looking through the list that Miriam gave
I'm
me
sorry,
for
sir.
people.
Sir, I'm actually shocked to hear that you were thinking of going on a date. That the Inquisition allowed you to receive one. First
I'm
off,
starting to look through the list of people Miriam sent me.
have you considered Charlabelle Armelin? I already spoke to her.
I have not spoken
It
to her.
would be
in
a
quite
strong
while.
union of houses.
Maybe. We'll find out next episode.
Nero turns to look at the camera, shocked. It's been a tough episode for Nero. I feel like we see that he's got like a single strand of gray hair.
Been a lot of
Yeah.
highs and lows for Nero.
Committing
up.
tyranny tends to do that to a person.
Nero.
It's,
Nero starts the episode like, stop riling me up and making me emotional. And throughout the rest of the episode, it's just like fucking
Riling him up and making him
skydiving.
emotional. Yeah.
Then just as he thinks he's gonna hit the ground opens up into a hole, and now he's just got a parachute falling into the endless darkness going, ooh, boy, this Inquisition issue parachutes sure works pretty well. Falling real slowly into nothingness. James, why don't you
So
tell us what we need to know?
I was going to say that I did sit down this morning and I wrote notes for 8 different scenes for today, of which we got through 1 of
Perfect.
those scenes.
Yeah,
So-
that's our record. We're so good at this game.
At least my job next week is easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, although none of it involved Fang Swallows. I got to go right next. So the Sinopia stuff can get pushed down the road. We'll go to Fang Swallow next.
Listen,
love it.
you're the one that
I
signed up
love
for
it.
on a sandbox game. You should have known this could
That's right.
happen.
This is
I know.
perfect though.
This is
great.
everything I hated about the hub campaign.
Like, oh, we're all set up to go to Sinofia. I got everything prepped, and now we're going to Fink's World.
Well, the good news is we're definitely going to Sinofia unless something else draws our attention like a shiny bubble. You know, Captain, I was thinking we should get a new ship. We show up, the ship is dead. You know, Captain, there's a navigator that we're going to need later to pilot the ship. Oh, God. We're fucked.
So, yeah, 300 XP. That's what you need to know. How about I have 300 XP?
Good.
Happy 300 XP, everyone. Day, everyone.
That's the Hand of Calixis. That's not my character sheet. What is
Sorry,
next?
Dave, do you actually have a quest 2?
What do you mean?
Oculus Quest 2.
I do, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, I will find a way to gift you Battle Sister so you can try it out for yourself, and it might give you some some insight on the setting more so.
Okay. All right.
Walking in the proverbial boots.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I mean, you don't need to go that far. I got way too many games and not enough time as it is. So,
Right.
But I mean, like, I'll definitely watch like a playthrough of it or something like that because in all honesty, I'm like I'm excited for it, but it seemed like the gunplay in that game seemed a little like it didn't have enough like gun oomph to it. I guess I don't know. Is that a word? Gun oomph?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people felt that probably bolters needed to have more power. Like, feel that had more power. Like effectively in the game, I found that las guns are as effective as bolters. But probably the one disappointment is that like the only way to interact with the gun is to reload it. There's no sort of racking in action or that sort of stuff, you know. So
yeah.
That was one of the things in the Space Marine game that I thought that they really did well was the feel of the guns and different effects and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose there's no sort of, you know, you don't get to see the mass reaction of the bolters where they explode in targets in this game. They're just a different color tracer to las gun tracers. Anyway,
why would a laser have a tracer? It's oh, James. I picked up Cypher Mercenaries because Pondo seems really interested in starting a mercenary company, and I am a mercenary, so I figured I should probably be able to speak my own language, my secret language. James, just in case you want to include anything about that in the future.
Okay, no worries. I'll make sure that people start talking in secret languages around you.
But then suddenly
I mean,
knows
we
it
talk in
after a
secret
while.
languages all the time. I assume other people are. I just,
Yep.
you know, just in case there's a scene where somebody's like, I'm a mercenary, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm Nero the Blade, and I'm talking to you in a mercenary can. I'm also known as the last word.
Like all the NPCs have Cypher significant NPC glance, so
perfect.
That's how they communicate.
It's my favorite skill. James, let's see your outro.
All right, I am James. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the show. Hope you had a good time. I will be back on Wednesday for Cyberpunk. I'll be back on Saturday for another Rogue Trader. Arthur, I guess I'll still see you on Monday for other secret stuff.
Well, yeah, Spoon will be there too.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
Convening the Council of Rivendell, of course.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, stay healthy, eat lembas bread. Or corn dogs.
One of those things is real.
I'm sure
Definitely
you could Google a lembas bread recipe. I'm sure.
I was actually going to say, Babish from Binging with Babish actually made some for his one of his like 7 million follower things. He did a bunch of Lord of the Rings recipes.
Look, if it does not hold up for months on end of travel and resuscitate you when you are feeling at your lowest point of helplessness as the Dark Lord Sauron suffers your mind, then it's not an accurate recipe. But I will
look. He gets one of the two.
Put it to the test, AP.
That I do have a bread maker, and I have been known to make bread.
Yeah, but have you found your lowest point where you need to be resuscitated?
Nero just did. How many people are on that ship? Like
27,000.
Oh my god,
a lot.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, life is cheap in the Imperium.
Yeah, but you know,
especially when the Inquisition's involved.
Oh man.
Hey, the
it's
Inquisition
so weird
lost
to me
one guy in that transaction, okay?
that working for the Inquisition has made Nero more emotive rather than less. Nero's like, I'm becoming a better, more whole person by working for the Inquisition. Man, the Inquisition is terrible.
It's like, what have I gotten myself into? You're the guy from the meme where he's like head down with like a bottle of booze, going like, "Oh my god." That's
so if you're
Nero right now.
The only reason the assassin was actually on board, other than just setting off the bomb, was that with the Life Eater virus, because it renders all organic material into sludge, which of course creates a lot of particulate matter in the air from that chemical process. Someone needs to actually trigger the firestorm then to have it.
Of course. Why not?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Normally you just bomb the planet and then fire a single lance shot into the planet to ignite the atmosphere once all the entire population is being rendered
ignite the planet.
sludge.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Don't see
We
anything
should
wrong with
probably
that at
check
all.
our torpedo armory and make sure there are no life eater viruses accidentally included.
We don't have any torpedoes, so we're fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
That's why
we
that's why
do
we're gonna
now,
stay.
Pondo. We do
We're gonna-
now.
We're gonna stay on the Hand of Calixis and not transfer over to the Gilded Throne.
Just
Listen,
make sure nobody snuck aboard some life eater corn. on
I
your
was
ship.
gonna say, yeah, like we don't need to worry about it being a torpedo specific. If the Inquisition wants to kill everyone on board, they'll probably do it. They'll probably do it by asking Dawn and Nero to do it, actually. Speaking of Dawn,
I was go ahead, sir.
that's you, Henley. We're doing outros.
Hey, what up? I know. You both just sort of like collided and then nothing happened.
That's
And
true.
I was like, yeah. So hey everyone, thanks for watching. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, this is one of the only role playing games where I literally don't have much to add to general conversation all the time. So it's hard for me to butt in, other than when Arthur needs to be taken down a peg or two. I mean, other than that, that's about the only times that I interrupt. But yeah, I mean, like, this game is still fun. I'm excited. Whenever swords need to be drawn, I'm there. Let's do it. I'm into that. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we're starting off 2021 in a good fashion. This is your first role-playing stream in 2021, right, Arthur? Or
Yeah,
That sounds right. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, yeah, pop that cherry, I guess. I don't know.
Kicking it
Shit.
off, slowly simmering into insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Suffering the consequences of our actions. Yeah.
The slow
Soon-
descent.
Soon I'll have my entourage, so that'll be fun. And they'll be like, who fucks with the church? No one does, apparently, because they'll just be burned. So yeah, I don't know, good times. Had bail. But thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Okay.
That's me.
Speaking of people we'll see next week, let's talk to Adrian.
Yeah. Big Spoon. You can find me over on Twitter at BigSpoon223. Also on Arthur's Discord and on Solaris Nights, which probably going to be starting up Wave 3 soonish.
Wave
Filming?
2 officially ends on January 8th.
Okay. So Wave 2 will finish up. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for me. Like, this has been fun. I enjoyed our murder of a starship. It's pretty pretty par for the course in Warhammer 40K.
Sure.
So I'm interested to see where we go on Fink's World and when we end up on Koth. See if we can unload those las guns.
We have to unload the corn first, and then the las guns.
I just thought we were going to eat the corn.
There will be corn to eat, but we're also going to unload the corn on Fink's World. Then we're going to unload the las. Listen, we're finally trading, but it's not that roguely. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
We're non-rogue traders. We're officially trading.
Yeah.
I need to set up one of those like chains where you've got to go and swap things. Like you got to swap 10,000 las guns
Yeah.
for like for 3,000 rhinos because someone needs 3,000 rhinos, but they're going to swap you that for et cetera, and you end up with a whole new ship eventually.
There you go. Yeah. End up with Imperium class battle cruiser.
Got anything else going on?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Pondo, although you look like you're busy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I am Pondo. You can find me here with Solaris Nights with Big Spoon. So whenever that pops back up, and I'll always be here Saturday nights. I'm not sure when I'll be able to start up my own stuff again.
You were with us last night for Sea Thieves. I had to duck out.
I was.
When I said I had to duck out, but it was pretty good.
We didn't play much more after that. I think we played a little bit. got some more skulls, and then called it in at about 10:40. But yeah, I don't have much other than that. Much going on. So
Okay.
maybe some other AP show whenever it pops up and he invites me or not. I don't know.
We'll work on it. I did invite you to a show and you said fuck no.
Oh, you did.
It hurt me deeply.
Well,
It was rough.
Did I hurt you? I think I more so hurt Cotton.
Listen, both of us. It was just shocking, dude. The level of disdain you showed for cooking, which we share.
I didn't show any disdain. I was just being honest. I'm not much into the cooking side of things.
Sorry, Pondo.
Yeah, I've recently just been doing a bunch of sous vide eating, which has been great.
I do like
tasty.
sous vide. I haven't done it in a while.
Now you're married. You need to start doing what your partner wants to do.
Sous vide.
Sous vide.
What is it? Is it a plural? Like,
doesn't
are you
matter.
sous vide-ing?
It's whatever it is in French.
Sous viding? Sous viding.
Yeah, so.
Oh boy.
Sous invading. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, other than that, I don't got much else.
Okay, that's it. We're all good for next week?
Yep.
All right, friends. Yep. We'll be back then. We'll find out what will happen on Fangs World with the giant pile of corn and cults. Oh, man. You basically have to name the episode Corn and Cults at this point.
Cornucopia.
Sous vides.
Attorneys General.
Attorneys General.
That's one of my favorite episodes of West Wing. We're out. We're